Hi, this is Dr. Jim Hutt from CounselorLink.com. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about a real common occurrence for most couples. Very frequently somebody will come into my office and say, we fight about everything, or we always fight about the same things and we can't seem to get over that, can't get beyond it. All right, so let's see if we can reduce that. If you have a pattern where you fight about everything or you fight about the same things constantly and you can't seem to get anywhere, break it down into the following ideas. Number one, figure out the category that the fight is in. There are three basic categories that most of the conflicts we have will fit under. One is roles and responsibilities. Two, the quantity and quality of our emotional, affectional, and sexual connection. And third, values and feelings. Now, the first one, roles and responsibilities, has to do with all the inside and outside of the house stuff like chores, all the logistical stuff, all the stuff with regard to appointments, where to get the kids, when to get them, who's going to take them, what are we going to do afterwards, all of that kind of stuff. The second one is the quantity and quality of the emotional and affectional and sexual connection has to do with just that, the sexual connection, as well as how we show our appreciation for one another, how we recognize each other for what they mean to us, how we show our affection to one another, basically all the stuff we do that shows how we care about one another. The third one, values and feelings, has to do with things such as religious belief, political convictions, life philosophies, and of course the range of feelings, which range from angry, happy, depressed, disgust, guilt, fear, confusion, and hurt, and all of the vocabulary words we have to describe and express the sets of feelings that we have. Now, here's where the problems arise. Number one, most people do not define consciously between the two of them which category the conflict actually exists in. If you did that, you could eliminate a lot of the conflict. Another way to say that is just exactly what is it that this is really about. And it gets confusing, which future videos will cover, because sometimes it's about all three and we don't really know even when we try to define. Okay, so we narrow it down to which category. Number one, roles and responsibilities. Number two, quantity and quality of emotional, affectional, and sexual connection. Or number three, values and feelings. Now, step two. Once you determine which of those three categories the conflict is actually about, now you've got another decision to make, and it is this. If it's in category one or category two, most of that stuff is behavioral, and it can be negotiated. If it's in category three, values and feelings, well, I hate to say it, but feelings and values cannot, for the most part, be negotiated. You're not going to talk somebody out of a deeply held value or a deeply held belief, and you're certainly not going to talk somebody out of their feelings. We feel what we feel, and it's our ability to express those feelings in a way that they can be heard that will help reduce the conflict. So try to narrow it down to which category and then decide if it can be negotiated or not. And if not, don't try to negotiate. Instead, do something really, really different. Just listen. It's an incredible ability and it's very powerful. So a future video I will talk more about how negotiation is done in a way that makes it really productive. But in the meantime, discover, is it roles and responsibilities? Is it about the quantity and quality of emotional, affectional, and sexual connection? Or is it about values and feelings? If it's about number one or two, you can do your best to listen and negotiate. If it's about number three, do your best to listen, continue to talk, continue to understand your partner's experience, but do not negotiate things that fall under category three. This is Dr. Hutt wishing you a satisfying relationship. Thank you.